What's up, guys? My name is Spencer. This is my boy Pete. We're here at the Live Bearded HQ. And before you trim your beard, watch this video. We're gonna go over everything you need to know to make sure you get a perfect beard trim from home. Every single day here at Live Bearded, tons of guys reach out with questions about how they can trim their beard, what they need to do, and let's be honest, it's not easy, right? Trimming your beard from home is difficult. Even going and finding a barber is extremely difficult as well. So I wanted to kind of outline some of the things that we found really helpful to ensure that you trim your beard, trim it well, and get the best beard trim from home or from a barber. So number one, style your beard. You never want to trim your beard when it's wet. You never want to trim your beard when you're, again, first roll out of bed with bed beard. Don't ever trim your beard when you're in a hurry. If you're late to work, you're late for that hot date, don't try to trim your beard when you're crunched for time. Set aside 20, 30 minutes minimum to make sure that you're not in a rush so you have the time to give it the attention that it needs. So after you style, shape your beard, let it set for the day, then you can really get in there and trim it. And when it comes to beard trimming, the number one rule or guideline that I have is to treat it like a hedge. Work it from the outside and really just go from the outside and take away the hairs that you need to. Your hairs are gonna grow in different directions, at different rates, different speeds. Some hairs grow up, some hairs grow down. So you really only wanna trim off the hairs that you need to bring your beard into shape. So work from the outside. I always recommend using whatever you're most comfortable with. I have an electric beard trimmer here. You can use scissors, work just the same. If you're just getting started out, I recommend using scissors because it's a much more precise tool, right? You can take one or two hairs off at a time, work a little bit slower, whereas an electric beard trimmer is gonna be, a workhorse. It's gonna get the job done faster, but it's a little bit easier to make a mistake. So whether you're using scissors or trimmers, same principle. Work from the outside, treat it like a hedge, and really only trim away the hairs that you really need to define and shape your beard. There's three main lines when you're trimming. You've got your cheek line, which we always recommend keeping this as high as naturally possible. So on your cheek line, you don't want this to dip down too low. If you do, it's gonna quickly turn into a chin strap. It's just not a good look. So you wanna trim down only the hairs. You see here, just a couple here. You only wanna trim down the hairs down to where the bulk of your beard grows. Keep that as high as naturally possible, and you're really just connecting from the sideburn to the mustache. So you really, most guys don't need to trim much there. Just keep that natural. The second line is gonna be your back line off the back of the sideburn. Got some crazy curls here. Really clean this up and run this line back. A lot of guys, your beard's gonna grow back towards the neck here. So really you want this line to kind of keep its natural form, but bring it to uniform shape here. So draw that line off the back of the sideburn. Don't run this too far forward. Sometimes guys will run this here and it just looks funny. So you wanna keep this running down back here naturally, and then whether you corner it with a round or a square, block that off, kind of personal preference, but run this down here. And then lastly is the neckline. Especially if you're growing long, you need the neck hairs to give you the girth or the actual fullness to your beard, especially if you're going for, say, anywhere longer than about 6 months of growth. A lot of guys will actually trim their beard on their jawline, and my actual chin's here, my jaw's here. You need the neck hairs to give you that fullness, give you that width, to give you that nice side profile on your beard. So you wanna trim your neckline really where the head connects to the neck, typically right about the Adam's apple or about a fingers above the Adam's apple. So keep that line a little bit lower. Don't take that too high, otherwise it's gonna thin your beard out, and you definitely want that growth, those extra hairs from your neck to give you that fullness. That said, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so for the trim here, we're basically gonna take some weight out here. Again, wanna box it out. I mean, how long has it been since you've had a trim?
Since the last time you trimmed, probably 2 months.
At least a couple months?
Yeah.
Pete's got a pretty massively thick, curly beard, grows super fast. So we're gonna take a little bit of length off just so that we can kind of box and square it up. We'll take a little bit off the sides, again, just to tighten things up. Get after it. Now, I didn't mention this initially, but when you're trimming, look, measure twice, cut once. We've heard that forever. Take your time, go slow, small amounts. You can always cut more off. So I always recommend going in multiple passes. I'll trim a little bit off, work a different area, go back to it again, take a little more off, see how it's looking. Don't just go in. If you want, 1 inch shorter, I would never advise saying go right in for it. I would start shorter, take less off, and then work your way down. Even that little bit of width off the cheeks where it's coming out all crazy there. Even if you did nothing more than that, it's gonna make your beard look
tighter.
Tighter. Now on the back here, Pete doesn't like this to go too far forward, so it kind of bows out a little bit and then comes here. So I'm gonna take a little bit off, but keep it super natural. All right, so basically what we're gonna do here is on the back line here where it stops, it doesn't grow quite as fast or as long on these corners, whereas his chin kind of grows long. So we're gonna essentially take this line, how it's angled here, and we're gonna take it up higher on the front, not on the corner, so this line runs a little bit, essentially a little bit higher here. So primarily taking a little bit of length off the chin to make it more even with the jawline on the corners. Our mission truly is to help beardsmen look, feel, and be their best. Content is one of the ways, products, lifetime warranty, free shipping. These are all things that we try to do to just help support you guys. We appreciate you guys, right? Live Beard is nothing without you. So if you have any questions, if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to reach out. You can get us anytime at support@livebearded.com. So let us know how we can support you. Got any final words?
And as always,
live bearded!